What's good, y'all? It's your boy XO. Today I'm gonna be showing you how to edit a smooth Fortnite montage. I've been getting a lot of questions in my comments talking about how I do certain things, certain effects in the videos. So I'm gonna kind of be going over it. So the three things that we're gonna be going over is syncing. We're gonna be going over reverse, and then we're gonna be going over stutters. And then I'll probably show a little bit extra stuff. But those are the three main things that we're gonna go over today. I just want to start off by giving a quick shout out to Vngel. I'm pretty sure you guys have seen his videos. If you are a smooth player, the stuttering and reversing are kind of like his trademark in a way. But yeah, I just wanted to give him credit where it's due. Okay, so the first thing we're gonna be doing is opening up After Effects. After Effects is a paid program, so if you want to buy it or if you want to find different ways to kind of get it for free, that's not my responsibility. But if you want to do that, go ahead. But there are ways on YouTube how to get it. So do it at your own discretion. Okay, so you're gonna basically get this window. It's gonna appear real quick. So you're gonna get this. You're gonna press New Project. You're gonna press Composition, New Composition, and then just pause the video if you want to copy my settings. If you want to go ahead and do that, and press OK. So now I'm just gonna kind of go over how to do the three things that I mentioned. So we're gonna open up where you're. Hold on. First off, you wanna. This is basically where all your clips are gonna be at. So you're gonna right click on it, press import, press file, and then go to the place where you keep all your files at. I keep them in a USB, so I'm gonna import one of these clips. So you're gonna grab it, you're gonna drag it, and you're gonna drop it into this little gray box. Okay. So sometimes your clips are not gonna be big enough to fit the screen. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna drop down this little arrow, click on transform, and then you're gonna pick up the scale. So mine is 150. There are certain numbers for certain reses, so mine's from 720, so I have to scale it up to 150. I'm gonna also import the audio that I want to sync it with, so we're gonna start off with syncing. So we're gonna go to Don't Play by Travis Scott. I'm gonna drop it down here. Let me just fast forward this since right now I'm slowing down the audio. Okay, so now that I have my audio and I have my my clip in here, I'm gonna start syncing. So obviously I'm not gonna be going through a whole 2-minute video, but I'm gonna kind of show you the gist of what you need to do in order to sync your clip. So basically so this blue line right here is kind of showing where I am in the clip, and it shows it up here. So you want to line it up with the shot. So my shot is right there. So we're gonna keep that in mind, okay? So now once we got it for the clip, we're gonna find the cue for where the audio is. The audio beat drop is. So the beat drop already passed. So that first key, the piano key, is where I want the beat drop to be at. Okay, so I found it. So now I'm gonna grab my clip, and I'm gonna match it up to where I get the shot at, or the kill at, or where I want the beat to drop. So I got that. So you notice this right here, this blue line is lined up with the beat drop, and now it's lined up with the shot. So now if I go back, play it, it's a little bit off, but I fix that a little bit. Now it should be good. So that's good. It's synced. So this is basic syncing, matching up the audio with the clip, and we're kind of using this blue line as references. So now I'm going to reversing. That's the next one. Literally an After Effects, it's simple and you don't even have to do anything. So now that we got that out of the way, I'm literally just gonna duplicate this by pressing Control D. So now we got two clips of the same thing, and then I'm gonna go make sure that your layer that you want to reverse is selected. Go up to Layer, Time Reverse Layer. Literally that simple. So now, actually let me do delete this. I'm gonna come to the front, trim this one by pressing Control Shift D, so I split it, and then I'm just gonna delete the bottom layer so that when I reverse it, hold on, let me duplicate this. So now that when I reverse it, it's lined up. So you see in a lot of Angel's videos, like stuff like bounce back, kind of time loop. So, and then now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stutter. So I'm gonna bring it back a little bit more, and then now I'm gonna come back. Right here, delete the end of it, I don't need it, duplicate this, and then if you want to put it back into the original time, you just go to time reverse layer again, and it puts it back into its original form. So now for stuttering it's a little bit harder, but it's not too hard. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna kind of find the beat drop. So when he says, I don't know what he says, I want to say, so when he says blind, I'm going to sync it, I'm going to bring it up a little bit more, I hope it syncs. Okay, so it does. It syncs. Alright, so now when it comes back, I'm gonna cut it right here. So you're gonna press Control Shift D, and then you're gonna go a couple frames forward. So by pressing Control and then your right arrow key, you go a couple frames forward. So I'm gonna go a couple frames forward, and then I'm gonna cut it. So by pressing Control Shift D, and then now that since we lined it up in the original spot right here, so now the beat drops right here. I'm gonna cut it a little bit, a few frames before, not too much, so that I can have enough space to stutter. So I'm gonna duplicate this, the frame that we wanna. So this is gonna be duplicated a lot, so it's gonna go back and forth like that. So I'm gonna zoom in a little bit more, and I'm gonna stack these like this. It's not gonna look as good right now. You'll see why. So it's too slow, so we wanna cut a little bit shorter. Delete these. Now I'm gonna duplicate it again and just stack them next to each other like that. And then if you have extra space, you can fill it up with more stutters, or you can close the gap up by dragging the end of it, because if you just move the whole thing over, it's not gonna fluently go. So now if you look at it, if you want to make it faster, that's kind of like the way I like it. Let me delete these. So the smaller the frame, or like the smaller the clip, the better it'll look in my opinion. So if I duplicate this, stack it up, going a little too fast, hold on, zoom out. So I'm gonna duplicate a little bit more. Duplicate a couple more times. And then once you feel like you have enough stutters, you could just drag the rest, depending on like where. Yeah, okay, so we're good. So now I'm gonna play it. Okay, so that was a nice stutter. That's pretty much how to stutter. You just basically grab a small clip of right before you get the kill, duplicate it a bunch of times, and put it on the time frame, or on the timeline, and then continue it, but make sure that you separate the stutters from the beat drop, because if you do stutters with the beat drop, it'll like mess up the timing. So stutter right, and I got the beat drop right. So those are the three main things that I wanted to go over. And then there's this plugin that you can download. It's called RSMB. A lot of people have been asking me how I get motion blur on first gen PS4, and it's basically this. So if let me just delete this. I'm gonna go back to the first clips and go down, and I'm gonna add motion blur. So RSMB, it's a paid program, but you can get it for free. I got it for free. Don't ask me how, but there's YouTube videos on how to do it. You can go ahead and do that, and it's not harmful to your computer, so you should be good if you do get it. So I'm gonna play it, and now I have motion blur. Blur is that simple. You drag it onto your clip. I usually like to keep it at 50. So not too much motion blur. Obviously, if it were a video, I would sync it. So we synced, we reversed, and then we stuttered. So those are three main things that I kind of wanted to go over. Basically that's the main video. If you guys did enjoy, make sure to drop a like, and I'm gonna show you the full full rendered video right now. Okay, so in order to render this, once you download After Effects, there's also something else called Adobe Media Encoder. So it basically compresses files to keep them small, and not like all like 50 gigabytes or whatever, how long. So when you're done with your video or whatever, you're gonna go to the last clip that you have. You're gonna hold it right there, and this time right here is basically how long you want the video to be, because after this there's just a bunch of black screen, and you don't want that. So you're gonna want to end it right at the last frame of your video, and then you're gonna click this, you're gonna copy this, you're gonna press OK, and then you're gonna paste this into your composition settings. And this right here, the duration is how long your basically your workspace is. So you're gonna paste that onto there, press OK, and then now there's nothing after that. So now it ends as soon as this goes. So once you've done that, you're gonna press composition, add to Adobe Media Encoder. You're gonna let it load up. Okay, so once it loads up, it's gonna basically add it to the queue. So your queue is basically this right here. You're gonna wait for it to load up. It should load up any second now. Okay, so once it's loaded up, you're gonna click on this H.264, and you're gonna make sure that your format is on. Basically, copy the settings that I have. That I'm gonna mention the ones that are basically important. So this one's gonna be the one that you're gonna want to keep it at H.264. Your preset is gonna be at match source high bitrate. You're gonna scroll down, and then you're gonna right here on output name, you're gonna click on it, and you're gonna save it to wherever you want. I like to save it to my desktop, and I'm just gonna say save this as I don't know, video example, something like that. So I'm gonna save it, and you're gonna scroll down. You can't really see, I don't know why you can't see that, but basically you're gonna scroll down, and what you're gonna change is this right here, this bitrate encoding. You're gonna change it to CBR. You're gonna scroll down a little bit more, and this right here, the target bitrate, you're gonna change that to 30. So you put in 30, and then once you have that, you're pretty much done. You're gonna press OK, and then you're gonna press this green button right here. So you're gonna click that, and it's gonna start rendering out your video. Because it's compressed, it's not gonna take too long. So that's the good thing about Adobe Media Encoder. So you're gonna want to download that. So you're gonna let it basically render it itself out. Just give it some time, and then once it's done, I'll come back real quick. Alright, so now that it's done, we're gonna back this out. You can save it if you want. I'm not. So now you're gonna check for where you saved it at. I saved it on my desktop. So that's the final product. So we went over those three things. We went over reversing, stuttering, and syncing. So if you guys did enjoy the video, make sure to drop a like, subscribe, and if you guys have any questions, leave them down in the comments below. Appreciate you.